to learn from coaches and people they may otherwise never have the chance to meet. Last week, I had the opportunity to give a talk to our youth recreation coaches in town. They have to go through like a safety training, and as a physical therapist, I'm qualified to offer that to them. And it helps that I also coach the girls' varsity team at the high school, and I can offer them kind of safety tips and coaching tips on things to look out for as far as injuries and field conditions, that kind of stuff. So I showed them like a handful of drills after we did the safety stuff, and reminded, of course, you can adjust. This was like 1st grade through 8th grade coaches. And one of them raised his hand towards the end, and he asked me about the play, practice, play model. And I'm a little embarrassed to admit that I didn't know what he was talking about. So I asked him to explain it, and he said it's like the European model that's changing now a little bit into eliminating the word drill and letting the kids just go play. And as soon as he said, yeah, they just let the kids go play, I kind of stepped back. I physically stepped back because I was in a like a conference room, in a meeting room, and I smiled. And I said, well, imagine that. The kids just get to play, right, without grown-ups interfering and blowing a whistle every 15 seconds and correcting every moment and stopping and drilling every 15 seconds. Imagine that. The kids just go out and play. And the whole room smiled because everybody understood, that's what it should be. Let the kids just go play. They'll figure it out. You could be there as a supervisor, but they will figure it out. And the ones who want to get better will, and the ones who don't won't, and that's okay. They're 1st graders. They're 5th graders. It reminded me of a couple of tweets that I saw a while back. One said, when planning your practice, ask what happens in a game, then do that. And the other said, take your practice plan, cut it in half, and see what happens when you focus on the things you really have to work on. So over the last 3 years, as this is entering my 3rd year as a head coach, my practice plans have gotten smaller and way more focused. We used to do 7 or 8 things in a 2-hour practice. Now it's 3 at the most. It's 3. And I tell the kids, today's focus of practice is touches on the ball, or moving in triangles, or getting shots on the net, or whatever the focus is for the day. And that's the thing we work on. And I have to make sure, I have to kind of reel myself in and make sure I'm holding them accountable to that thing and letting the other things slide a little bit. I'm not going to be so worried about crisp passes on the day that our focus is shooting on the net. And I like to think that maybe has to do with me. I want my players to get the most out of themselves and have the most fun at practice. And maybe I think I have less to prove, right? I have to come up with all these creative drills and all this fun, crazy stuff. I don't. What happens in a game? Do that. Take your practice plan, cut it in half, watch what happens when you actually focus on what you need to focus on. And let's try maybe letting the kids just play. Imagine that. I appreciate you. My challenge for you is to look at how complicated you're making things and see if you can simplify them. That is it. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending some time with me today. Keep getting better every day.